In the dim glow of a flickering lantern, four friends gathered in the creaking living room of the old Naylor house. Muffled whispers filled the air, settling with the dust motes illuminated by the soft, trembling light. Among the peeling wallpaper and warped wooden floors, they discovered a weathered envelope tucked behind a loose floorboard. Inside were a set of rules, handwritten in an elegant script, each one more peculiar than the last. Rule 1, Alex read aloud, his brow furrowed with curiosity. No one may enter the attic after sunset. The others exchanged glances, half smiling at what they took as harmless superstition. Yet, as he flipped to the next page, a chill swept through the room. Rule 2, the dead must be allowed to leave. A tremor laced his voice, but laughter masked his unease. The air thickened and the temperature dropped, gliding over their skin like a whispering draft. Chloe chuckled nervously, but could not shake the sensation that something was amiss. When the old grandfather clock struck 10, its harsh chimes resonated through the house like a warning. They decided to explore the attic, against the first rule. Armed with their phone's flashlight, they ascended the narrow staircase, the wood splintering under their weight. Each step felt as if the house itself was holding its breath, waiting. Once inside, they were greeted by a weighty silence. An overwhelming scent of decades of disuse hung in the air, dusty and damp. As they scanned the cramped space, Chloe noticed an old trunk in the corner, twisting and turning as shadows danced around it. Its metal latch glistened, rust still framing its dull surface. "Let's see what's inside," she exclaimed, her curiosity igniting her bravado. But just as she approached, a metallic clang echoed from beneath the floorboards, a defiant protest of some hidden heart. In hushed tones they rifled through the contents, revealing stories of loss and local legends. The room grew darker, the flickering light of their phones casting elongated shadows on the walls. A creeping heaviness pressed in on them, an unseen presence suffocating their laughter. Suddenly, the door they thought was closed creaked open, yawning wide in the darkness, revealing nothing but a void beyond the threshold. "Did you see that?" Ethan gasped, backing away. The rules began to haunt their minds. They knew they should leave, but a sinister weight clung to them, tethering them to the attic. "We need to go," Chloe urged, while Alex's voice rattled. "Wait, I'll read the last rule." He hesitated, peering at the page that trembled in his hand. Rule 3, no one must be left behind. As if summoned by his words, a low, whispering hum began to swell around them. The walls pulsed with something alive, and shadows flickered chaotically, distorting the dim light. A figure coalesced at the far corner, an amorphous shape, neither wholly material nor fully spectral. One final heartbeat echoed in their chests. They were not alone. With a sudden rush, the friends bolted for the door, but it slammed shut with a deafening crack, a cacophony that turned their blood to ice. They were trapped. The air thickened, heavy with the weight of forgotten souls, the stillness interrupted by muffled sobbing, whispering despair. One by one, they felt fingers grazing their backs, pulling them to the shadows. They screamed and clawed their way back to the door, but it held firm, an iron trap powered by the weight of the cursed rules etched in time. Just as hopelessness began to gnaw at their resolve, Ethan reached for the trunk, his fingers grazing a thin silver blade half hidden under the debris. Wielding it like a lifeline, he plunged the blade into the doorframe, murmuring the reshuffled rules that had now internalized. "May the dead stay at peace." A bone-chilling wind rushed through the attic as the shadows recoiled, and with a resounding crash, the door flew open. They stumbled forward, bursting into the hallway, hearts racing as the phantom shrieking echoed behind them, fading as they descended the staircase. Outside, the first rays of dawn shimmered across the horizon, their breaths fogging in the morning chill. They turned back to the house, its gnarled structure standing tall, a silent sentinel. They had escaped, yet something lingered in the air, a lingering sense of something unfinished. Thus they learned of the boundaries between worlds, rules that should never be broken, and the knowledge that not all doors should be opened. For some echoes remain, whispering in the dark, waiting for the next curious soul to dismiss the rules written before them. As dusk fell, the envelope sat untouched in their pockets, an ominous reminder of the night they unraveled the very fabric of the past.